Hey guys, Pitmaster here. Sensei UFC. We're going to talk about what lessons we learned from this past UFC Winnipeg in Canada, and how can this help you become a better martial artist. That's what we do at Sensei UFC. We're going to teach you how to be a better martial artist by taking some of the lessons we learned from watching the UFC, and then we put them in our brains, and we come up with a way that we can teach it to you so you can be a better martial artist. Okay, first one, let's talk about Glover Teixeira. He's one of our guys. He's a pit guy. Glover's a pit guy. He fought a tough guy, Misha, from like one of those, one of those Russian countries. I don't even know which one. But he's a tough guy, a really up-and-coming, hardcore guy, well-rounded. But Glover was able to close the gap, distance is king. So the guy was winning when the distance was his, because he was more of a striker, okay? Now, Glover loves to strike too, but he's also a great wrestler and a great submission guy. So he played to his powers, right? To his skills, and he closed the gap, got the takedown, and once he got the takedown, it was just a matter of time before he was able to finish the guy. So very important, go-to. We have the go-to strike. We talk about go-to all the time. When you're training, you should practice everything. You should practice, work on your weaknesses, you know. But when it's down to the wire, when it's life or death, or win or lose in the UFC, which is, the stakes are pretty high, you need to go to your go-tos, right? Yep. You need to go to your strengths. Rely on your strengths. And Glover figured out real quick that he is a knockout puncher, but his strengths against this guy was going to be his wrestling, that got him the takedown, and then his jiu-jitsu, which got him the position and eventually the stoppage. So that's one lesson to learn, guys. You should always work on your strengths. Rely on your strengths when the shit hits the fan. When it's life or death, or winning or losing a UFC fight, go with your strengths. All right. Like if Demian Maia fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, he's not going to try to outkick him, right? He's going to try to get in and get his submissions, right? He's going to work on his strengths. And the opposite would be for Thompson. Thompson's not going to try to take him down and take down Demian Maia and work the submission game. He's going to work on his long kicks and his speed, all right? So, second fight. Let's talk about
Ponzinibbio Perry.
Ponzinibbio versus Michael Perry. Okay, this is a very important lesson. Nothing in the techniques, because they both had great techniques and they both were able to impose their will, and that fight went back and forth. It was a close fight. But I think what won it for Ponzinibbio was a little bit better conditioning. Now, if that little bit more conditioning meant that Perry at the end, his strikes didn't have as much zing, speed, or he didn't have as much aggression. And Ponzinibbio was able to keep his conditioning a little better. Conditioning is so important. You got striking. You need striking. Wrestling. You need wrestling. Jiu-jitsu. You need jiu-jitsu. Conditioning. Conditioning is right up there. No matter how hard you punch, if you're tired and you go to that bank and try to take out a deposit of conditioning, and it's not there, you're done. I don't care how hard you punch, how fast you are, how good your submissions are, how good your takedowns are. If your conditioning is gone, all that stuff falls by the wayside. So you need to work your conditioning just as much as anything else. If you're tired at the end of your workout and you don't feel like doing it, do it anyway. Discipline, guys. Emmett against Lamas.
Ricardo Lamas.
Ricardo Lamas.
Brutal knockout.
Brutal knockout. And it was a technique we were just going over last week. It's all about the left hook, guys. One of the best ways to set up your left hook is a right hook. Okay? Because when you turn it, I'm going to show you a video right after this. All right? So, the best way is you throw that right hook. If it lands, you can knock him out. But even if it doesn't, it puts you in this position where you're like wound up. You're wound up and all your power comes back with the left hook. Watch this video right after this. But all your power, you wind it all the way up. And if you happen to catch him with the right hook, great. You'll probably knock him out with that. But winding this up after missing the right hook means you can come back a lot harder with that left hook. And a lot of people, when you miss the first one, they try to come in and take advantage of that position you're in. So watch this video, it'll tell you a little bit more. Most people step and pull their hand back. You don't have to do back. You don't have to do both. Okay? Once you step, you leave your hand where it is. Okay? So your hand's here, and while you're stepping, your hip goes right into it. That looked a little like an overhand right, but it's not really an overhand right. It's a short hook. Okay? So all your weight and your force goes to your left leg, and now you're fully cocked here with the left, and you just come back with a short left. So, first thing not to do is don't pull your hand back. Just step in, and then from here, turn the hip over. So, you like that video? That's it. Don't forget, guys, I have a left hook course, and the link will be in the description, okay? Last fight, Robbie Lawler against Dos Anjos, sorry.
It was a great fight.
Great fight. It was, I mean, it wasn't a great fight. I didn't like it.
No,
I'll tell you why.
I thought it was a great fight.
Okay, Adrian thinks it was a great fight.
One-sided though, but I mean,
it was too one-sided. That's why I didn't like it. I thought
he won every round. Both sides.
He won every round, and I think it showed. I think what it showed was greatness in both of them. I think Lawler showed the greatness of his spirit and his courage, and Rafael showed the greatness of his skill and his power and his leg kicks. So what this taught me more than anything else out of this whole lesson was the leg kicks. I think the leg kicks won the fight for Rafael. So the lesson I got from that was Robbie wasn't checking. I don't think he checked one leg kick. So if you just, your timing isn't right and you can't check a leg kick, and this is a street fight or a cage fight, turn your leg out and put the weight on it and start going that way. You don't get as much, you might not get as much agility, you might not be as nimble or quick, but if you keep getting kicked right here, eventually you'll barely be able to stand on it. So when it's out and you're putting your weight on it, you don't have as much mobility, but you'll have no mobility if the muscle's gone. Yeah. So you're kind of trading it off. If you turn it out and when he kicks you, it's going to hit this part. Watch this side. If you turn it out and you start punching from here, you don't have the greatest mobility, but when the guy kicks you, he's going to hit your bone, your knee, or your shin. All right? That's not something you can always do, but when you're in the pocket and you would just turn that leg out a little bit, at least if he kicks, if you're not going to check it, it's better to check it. But if you're just not going to, or you can't for whatever reason, if you turn it out this way and put your weight on it, it's kind of in a constant state of check. And you can't stay like this your whole fight. But if you're in the pocket banging and you step this way and he's about to kick you and you can't check it anyway, you might as well just stand like this. And you can bang from here. All right, that's what I would do in that kind of dire. That was a dire need to do that. All right, he was in a terrible position and he needed to do that. He didn't do that. He got caught with a lot of leg kicks. The punching was about even, but towards the end, he his legs, he was just kind of falling against the cage and trying to bang. And for Rafael was like letting him do that and kind of playing into his game. To be honest, what it looked like to me, and I could be wrong, was Rafael wanted to win, but he knew he already had damaged the legs enough, and he knew that was kind of an easy way to win. I mean, because he already was getting him every single leg kick. I don't think he wanted to do it anymore. Because that last round, I hardly saw him throw one leg kick, where he knew he could have just finished Robbie with that, but he didn't. He wanted to say, all right, I already get that, so I'll beat you in a different way. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like great sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, at the end.
At the end?
No
He
complaints.
What?
No complaints.
So, anyway, good fights. That's our Sensei UFC. We're going to teach you after every UFC. That's me and Adrian's goal, is to teach you how to be the best martial artist in the world. All right? Thanks for coming. See you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. All right?
Subscribe.
Thanks for coming.